Hey guys, old man things here, Mike speaking. Thought I'd do a pipe talk. It's Thursday, I know, so get your pipes out if you don't have them, if you want. I've been watching some pipe videos and was watching SMR, Slow Mo Randy. And he's gonna do his next video, he's gonna do a video about a seafaring pipe that he has. So if you're not subscribed to SMR, go look for him. So I was smoking this pipe, and it's let's see what it's called. It's so worn out, but it's a Guildhall, and it's got these like 3 markings in metal. Can you see it? It's probably aluminum, but it's a Comoy's second. I just love these. I have 3 of them. So I have this Prince, this one, and then I have this one. But when I was smoking this, I was just thinking about this, and it's what made me think to make a video quick, because I never can remember stuff. And so first of all, I'm smoking my own mixture of Frog and Toad, and I really like it. It's a 2-part whiskey blend, and then 1 part black Cavendish. But the canister I keep it in has a wood cover, and I used to keep cherry in it. And the best cherry I had was I think it's called Red Sails cherry. But every cherry I've ever had, it just the ones I've had gave me tongue bite so bad. So I don't have it anymore. But that cherry soaked into that wood, so that cherry gives that Frog and Toad just a hint. I don't know how to explain it. Just that hint of cherry. And this is now the 3rd time I've filled it up with Frog and Toad without any cherry, and it still has it. But it's really good. I enjoy it. It's not my everyday smoke, but anyhow, so I got this pipe. They wanted like $30 for it. It was in rough shape on eBay, and I offered him 20, and he accepted, and it was free shipping, and I got it, and you could barely stick your pinky through. It was so caked on, and it was old, and I had a hard time getting the stem off to clean it. And I worked to beat heck to get it clean. And it had just the nastiest taste. You couldn't. I almost tossed it because I thought, yeah. I was trying the tons of different tobacco to try to get that taste out. I just couldn't. And I never thought I'd ever do this, but I thought I'd just try it. Where you fill it up with salt, and so I filled it up with salt, and you have to be careful because you don't want any alcohol to get on the briar, because it'll dull it. You could even take the finish off, so I kind of had it tilted away. So I filled it up with salt, and then I took a straw and had some gin, and I'd put that straw in the gin with my finger. On the end, I'd lift it up, and then, I don't know, you know that trick, and then you take your finger off, and then it comes out, so you have like a little bit of gin in the bottom of the straw. And I kept on doing that until it was filled. And then I let that, so I did it maybe around 8 o'clock at night. I let it sit all night, and sure enough, the ghosting was gone, and it's a great little pipe. So I figured with this, I was nothing out. If it didn't work, it didn't work, but it did work. So I was listening to Randy, and he was talking about how he was smoking one of his very few straight pipes that he has left. And it's funny, I always loved bent shaped pipes, but the longer I smoke a pipe, the more I'm reaching for a straight pipe. So I guess I'm getting towards the straight pipe, but I guess I have about equal, like half bent, half straight. And I still grab the bent ones, like the bent ones, but I do like a straight pipe. And I think I told you guys what I do. Smoking a pipe. A lot of you guys, I shouldn't say a lot. Some guys, from what I understand, they smoke maybe 1 or 2 pipes a night. Well, I smoke, I don't know how many. I smoke maybe 5, 6 pipes a night. So when I get done with smoking 1 pipe, I go and I grab a different pipe. I don't usually smoke a bowl or 2 bowls in a row in a single pipe. Just because I like to smoke a different pipe. So, but this one I did smoke 2 bowls, because as I was smoking it, I was remembering how I cleaned it, that I'd let you guys know. So, and when I did do the cleaning method with the salt and the gin, I cleaned it out the next morning. It was a mess to clean out, because I just used table salt. When I got it all clean, I let it sit. I did smoke it I made sure it was dry. Once it was dry, then I did smoke it, and it was pretty good. And I enjoyed these. Like I said, I don't know if the camera shows, but it's just beautiful briar. This one's got burnt marks. I mean, it was, I think I said $20. Whoever owned it, it makes you, you go to those antique shops and these pipes, I mean, they're such rough shape. And they want so much for them at those antique shops, and most of them, you couldn't hardly fix them. They're such rough shape, and it makes you wonder, what did those guys do? Were they so cheap in the day that people treated them like corn cobs, that you just smoke the heck out of them, bite down? I mean, there are always holes in the stems, and I don't understand, but it was their pipe. They can do what they want with it. It's just such a shame when you see those old pipes. This was one I got at an antique shop. An original old Comoy. Grand something. And this was the same way. It was so... I gave up on this pipe like 3 times before I finally got it cleaned out. I was so mad, I wanted to toss it. But then I got it finally cleaned out. I mean, the briar's just beautiful. It's pre-World War II. And I thought, this thing's gonna go just fierce. It's gonna be terrible. I've got a rack right here of all my Comoys. It's the only one I have here. And the rest are across the Fisherman's Nook. Sorry about that, guys. My wife was calling me. I'm out in the Fisherman's Nook. So now I'm smoking my other one, my bent one. It was on the phone for a while. And I'm smoking my own mixture of Pig and Whistle, and that's... I'm having a cup of tea. And that's 2 parts a rum blend and 1 part black Cavendish. It's quite nice. I was actually done with it was to go out to say goodbye when she called. And then she was telling me a story she's was reading, and thought it was funny. It was funny. I was laughing. It made me think of a story about my dad. So I thought I'd share it. Where we lived, I think I've said many times, we lived in Warrens, and that's by Toma. And as you get out of Toma, going towards Warrens, there was always this smelly old dirty man. It was insane. He always had these cans, these big bags of cans. I think that's all he did. He just was so dirty, and you could imagine he must have stunk. And he would always, in the late afternoon, be hitchhiking to go when no one ever stopped. Well, I guess one night my dad was drinking, and he was on his way home. And he saw the guy, so he offered a ride, and I just lit this so I can I'm going to do something that people are cringing, but it's not getting in the air, but I just lit it so it's not hot. But don't do this if it's hot. Anyways, he gave him a ride home, and I guess the guy was so thankful that my dad gave him a ride home that as a gift he gave him a rabbit. He must raise rabbits. Well, my dad felt bad for him. And he thought, how can I, deny this gift? That's all he had. So he took the rabbit. Well, of course, my dad's all drunk. And the rabbit was just running loose in this car. And he had an old Plymouth. And I'm sure he probably on his way home after getting the rabbit, he stopped at a bar. So this rabbit's running around loose, probably going insane in this car. So when he gets home, there must have been vents, like for your feet, that were open. And the rabbit somehow got its head stuck in this vent. So he's trying to get the rabbit out. He can't get the rabbit out. So he comes, so it's just my brother and I at home. And he bursts into the door in this like panic. And he's like, help, help. And he runs out. Well, we don't know what's going on. So my brother and I quick put our shoes on and we run outside. And you can hear him like he was almost like screaming by the car. So we go out to the car. And he's yelling, it's stuck, it's stuck, it's stuck. So to our surprise, here there's this rabbit with its head stuck in the vent. And you can hear the rabbit screaming. So my brother's pulling at it. My dad's screaming, you're gonna kill it, you're gonna kill it, stop, stop, you're gonna kill it. Well, we're like, well, what can we do? What else do you want us to do to try to get it out? And the rabbit's screaming and screaming, and my dad's all in this panic. So my dad goes in the house and gets this bottle of vegetable oil and comes running in, and he's like, opens up and just is like squeezing and just covering the rabbit. I said, you're going to kill it with the oil. You're going to drown it. And he's just screaming, just get away, get away. And he finally pops that rabbit out. And the rabbit just goes right straight out the door into the woods. I never saw the rabbit again. That was just everyday life growing up in my household. I'll tell another one. You want to hear another one? One night my dad came home from the bar. He was drunk. And he comes stumbling in the house. And he's got this like little chicken chick, like, and he's got it in his hands, and you see the feathers between his fingers. And it's going chirp, 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 chirp. And my stepmom's yelling, what are you doing with that? And he says, it's my new pet, okay? And she's, no, you can't keep it. And he says, I am keeping it. And she's getting madder and madder, and he's sitting there. He's got it in his hands, and you see the feathers, and all you can hear is chirp, 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 chirp. And she's getting madder and madder. And this goes on for like 20, 25 minutes, and she's slamming the cupboard doors. And it's like, you're not keeping it. You're not keeping it. And my dad says, but I already love it, okay? I can't get rid of it. I already love it. During it all, and she's saying, I'm leaving then. I'm leaving. We're not having chicken in the house. And he said, but Kathy, I love it. Oh, I love it, okay? And the whole time this little chick's going, chip, 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 chip. And he kept it in his hands for about 25 minutes. And she's just getting more and more mad. And finally, he opens his hands up. And it was a fake chicken. And if you put your like 2 fingers underneath it on these like little metal holes, it chirped. So then he went and got another beer. All right. I'm only drinking tea. But I just thought of that as I was telling the chicken or the rabbit story. One of many, many, many stories I could tell you about growing up with my dad. All right, see you guys later. Keep your pipes lit. I'll do a Friday night pipe talk tomorrow night if I have time. There's a lot going on, but I'm sure I will. All right, see you later. Bye.